welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve LeetCode 1343, number of subarrays of size k and the average greater than or equal to threshold problem. So the problem statement is that we have an array of integers and as an input, and we have another two inputs is k, which is the size of the subarray, and we have a threshold, which is the average, average or greater than or equals to threshold. So what's that mean? So we need to find in our input array, so this is, let's take this example. In this input array, we need to find all subarrays with the size equals to k. In our case, it's 3. For example, this is one subarray, this is another subarray, and so on, where the average is equals to our threshold. It's equals to 4 or higher than 4. So what are those subarrays? For example, first one is this 2, 2, 5. Let me put in another color. So let's say that this 2, 5, 5, this is one subarray. This is 5, 5, 5, this is another subarray, and this is another subarray. So we have 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and the 5, 5, 8. So the average of that is equals to 4 and 5 and the 6, and we need to return the size of those subarrays. So in this case, we are returning 3. Okay, so this is the problem statement. So let's see how we are going to solve this problem. Let's take the example that we have seen before and work on it. For example, we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, and 8. Let's say that the k is equals to 3 and the threshold is equals to 4, as we are given an example, right? So it means that our subarray should be the size of 3. So what? Let's actually consider first these 3 elements, right? So let's say that we are considering these 3 elements, and what's the average? Average for that is 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 is less than 4, so we are not considering that. The next one is that we are considering these 3 elements. So the situation is the same. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 divided by 3, so give us 2, which is less than 4. We are not also considering that. But another important part is that, as you can see, we have kind of window here, which we are moving to the next element. So by the way we are doing that, we are including the next element and excluding that. We are including that the element that is the first element that is on the right, and excluding the element that is on the left. So in our case, we are excluding these 2, the element that on the 0 index, and adding element that is on the 3rd index here. So the same way we are moving, then the next we are moving our window here, right? Considering these 3 elements. So again, 2 plus 2 plus 5 doesn't give us. So the average of that is less than, again, 4. We are not considering that. So we are moving to the next element. Then we are adding this. So we are moving our window here. So 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 5. 12 divided by 3 give us 4. So 4 is equals to 4. So it means that the size is equals to 1. Okay. So that's how we are considering. So this is the first element. Then we are moving our window to the next element, and when we are reaching the end of the array, so we have the result that we are returning. Okay, that's it. Let's put this explanation to code. All right, first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create an integer, call it sum, where we are going to store our sum, our temporary sum, and let's create another integer, call it result, let's say, that we will increment and at the end return as a result. So actually let's put here, so we are gonna return it, this result. Okay, all right, so first thing that we are gonna do, so basically we start from the beginning of the array and go to the consider first k elements and see that if it's equals or if it's equals to equals or more than threshold. So for that we need to go starting from the int I 0, so I is less than k, and we increment I. So for that we do sum array I, right? We are adding array I. So once we exit this loop, we have first subarray. Let's say that the size is 3, so we have first 3 elements, right? So we check if the sum is less than, if the sum divided by k, the average is more than or equal to threshold, then in that case what we do, we are incrementing the result. So we are incrementing result. So we got the first k element, then we are implementing our sliding window solution, which means that we are including that far right foremost element and excluding left foremost element. So for that, what we need to do, we need to from the go through the rest of the array where I is equals to k. So because until k we have already considered I is less than until the end of the array and array length, right? And yeah, let's increment I. So what we are gonna do, we are gonna from our sum, we are gonna first exclude left foremost element, which means that we are excluding array I minus k, right? And then we are adding the right element, so we are sliding our window. So for that we are adding to our array I, right? So and after adding that, if our sum divided by k is more than or equals to threshold, then we are, what we do, we are incrementing our result. We are incrementing our result, same way as here. That's it. So that's our solution. Let's check it. Okay, so yeah, I forgot G here. Yeah, let's just copy paste that here. Okay, great. It works as expected. So let's go over it one more time. So first we are going until the k element. Let's say that let's take an example of 3, right? So we are taking the first subarray size of k and checking that if the average is more than or equals to threshold, we are incrementing our result. Then we are going through the rest of the array where we are, so basically we are implementing sliding window. We are excluding the left element and we are including the right element, and checking that if after that our sum is after that is our average is more than or equal to threshold, the same here, then we are incrementing our result, and at the end we're just returning the result. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you like my content. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye.